Alright, so we finished up part 2. I can move on to part 3 now. There are a couple officer shards, I think, in these missions. Let's go look at the... you can pull up the whole mission on stfc.space. So if we go with United again, we can look at part 1. This was the one that was the most important to do because it had the uncommon X-Borg credits that got you pretty close right off the bat to unlocking a favor. You had to do 1 or 2 pulls, depending on how you got lucky, to get the extras, to get an actual turn-in. But then the rest of this chain, interceptor parts, a little bit of latinum. Part 4 has speed ups, repair speed ups, which I guess come in handy, right? Part 5 has some rare credits hiding at the end of it. Okay, so that's worthwhile to get done. So we definitely want to do this United Again one. This is the level 40 plus holodeck mission. Let me go look at the other ones that are available in here. We've got It's Only Logical and then Biding Timelines, parts 1 through 6. So let's go look at Logical. Speed ups, recruit tokens, a relocation token. This one definitely designed for Ops 25 players. That's the restriction on it. And the rewards match. No officer shards, no bonuses or anything like that. This would only be used to complete your event. Is really the only reason to do that. And then the biding timelines here. We're talking about speed ups, more speed ups and 3-star parts. Speed ups there. More speed ups, a couple of ultra recruit tokens. Away team assignment speed ups. Ooh. More relocation tokens. So nothing spectacular in the first half either. And if we move on to biding timelines, part 6. Again, nothing jumping out as exciting here. A 1-day peace shield. Okay, that could come in handy. Okay, so we got 3 T'Pol shards hiding in here. This is Biding Timelines Part 9. Has 3 shards for her, so that could be helpful towards unlocking her. And then the last one, Part 10, has 2 more of her, as well as 2 for Trip Tucker. So that's going to get you 5 shards for her, which could be very helpful in terms of unlocking her, as well as 2 more for him. But that's all I'm seeing in the actual missions. And then for completing all of those missions, you do finish your SMS over here, but none of these, this is just all speed ups. There's nothing in here related to officer shards or event rewards or anything like that. X-Borg credits, none of that stuff is here. So you just get 25 points per mission chain that you complete. But the only ones really worth doing for the specific rewards that you get are United Again, parts 1 through 5, and then Biding Timelines 6 through 10, this mission chain here, are probably going to give you the most beneficial rewards. If you're a lower level player, 25 to 35, 25, this will be helpful. Take whatever you can get, just get it done, get your reward out of your event. And then, if you're in the mid to 30s, picking these up should also be helpful. A little bit here and there, ultra recruits, away team speed ups, they never hurt, but there's not a lot of exciting stuff in there for a lot of players. And then as you move into United Again, where you're getting some credits for the store, that might actually speed things up for you a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and keep working on that then. Oh, There is not a guy in here. No miner. This guy's also 400 million strength, so pretty sure I'm not going to be able to kill him. And I can't even reach the other ones. Okay. Hypodermis asking, did I buy the battle pass? No, I did not. I currently have not purchased the battle pass, and I'm not sure if I'm going to. If I do, it'll be towards the end of the month that I make that decision. I haven't really gone through to see what extras are in the bottom. You got a couple T'Pol shards down there, but again, she's not like an exciting officer. Formation directives, resources, trial bells, more formation armada directives, stuff for the cube and for forbidden techs. Now, that's the other thing I'm noticing a bit too, right? We've had an event right now to upgrade forbidden tech, and there's another later on in the month here. You're getting more forbidden tech payout materials. Is there either a new forbidden tech coming, or are they trying to tell us that the answer to some of our issues with killing these things can be solved through forbidden tech? If you just devote more time and you upgrade your tech, you know, these things won't seem as hard. And that could be true, because if you have some of the ones that do have, like I'm using my torpedo, my Cascade warhead, I'm getting 950% damage bonus at level 10. That's huge. It's relatively huge, depending on what you're at and where you're doing and where you're going with this. But obviously, if you can keep scaling this thing up, you know, I'm right there. It takes a lot to scale it up. But if I can keep going and take this up to tier 3, and now I'm getting an 1100 bonus and 1350, you know, if I can, obviously it's expensive to keep upgrading, but if I could, these little bits of extra damage are going to snowball and start to help. And if you can stack them with exocomps and things, other ways to make your life a little bit better with this new loop and new grind. So Coalition asking, have I heard anything about FSEP 505 being broken? You're on server 96 and there have been no mining nodes there for over a month. I have not. That's obviously one of the Voyager systems. Is that the entry level one? This one, 505? Haven't heard anything about this system having issues and mining nodes not spawning. The only thing I would say would be take a screenshot of the system with no mining nodes and put it in a ticket and attach the screenshot to it and be like, hey, why are there no mining nodes in the system? It's got to be, it's most likely server specific to you. It's rare. I mean, obviously it could be a system-wide problem, but obviously Tricky's just saying they were there mining yesterday and it was fine. And I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm going to think it's server specific. How did I show my upgrades when I'm playing Forbidden Tech? I'll do it again for you. So you go into the tech upgrade screen, you click on the actual tech, and then you hit the I button right here, and then it lets you customize it. It shows you what the stats are when you max it out, and then you can change the plus minus here to rank it down tiers or rank it up tiers, and then change the level with the plus minus. So you can see what all the bonuses are. So you can, you know, find out for yourself, well, if I take it to the next tier, what's it going to do? Oh, that's not worth getting. Just got to select the one you want to see about upgrading and then hit the info button. Yeah, they definitely have server-specific bugs. There's some servers where, like, hostiles are completely stuck and frozen, and everyone else is like, well, it's fine on my server. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, well, we haven't had, what's the system everybody uses uh, here? Nothing has spawned in Yarda in like a week. Similar stuff like that. Usually there's a like a debugging program that they can run that kind of resets all the hostels. So it'll wipe out all the ones, like if I'm sure if I go in here right now and look, there's probably a whole bunch frozen out of bounds. Yeah. So there is a bajillion of them frozen and stuck out here. So actually, no actual hostiles spawn in this system anymore on my server because the server thinks it's full because these are all bounty hunters. These are all bounty hunters that people have gotten frozen somehow or another outside of bounds so nobody can attack them. And they're all just stuck there. So because of that, the interior, none of the regular hostiles spawn because the system thinks it's reached its capacity in terms of hostiles. Now, if I pop a ship in here, a new bounty hunter will spawn and chase me, but I can't come into this system and just farm hostiles like I used to be able to because they're all overloaded and all frozen out of here. Thought they'd run the same base code. They all are running the same base code. It just sometimes it gets stuck on one server or another. Sometimes they have to push the reset button or run like a debugging program that's supposed to basically reset all the hostiles. We used to have it all the time too with the ghost ships, right? You'd click on like a swarm system and there'd be a dead ship that you'd click on and be like, oh, why is this shit in here floating with 0 health? Well, because it was destroyed, but it didn't get removed. So now it's just sitting there like an AFK ship. And they would go through and they'd run that program every like once a month and it would wipe out all the ghost ships so that way they wouldn't be sitting there just clogging up the space. But I don't know if they really do that on a regular basis anymore. It was a hot button issue for a while, like 2 years ago, and then I don't know whether we just stopped asking about it or what happened there with it, but if it was unnecessary to keep going, I don't know. So